Andhra Pradesh, the sunrise state of India with its vast coastal line, expanding port infrastructure, is a strategic move by the state government to leverage its geographical advantage for economic growth and employment generation. The ports are crucial for facilitating trade, transportation, and industrial development, making them catalysts for economic activity in the region. By strategically planning and executing port development initiatives, Andhra Pradesh can harness its coastal assets to drive sustainable economic growth, create employment opportunities, and improve the overall well-being of its residents. Apart from ports, we can explore more meaningful opportunities using the same coastline. Absolutely, leveraging the coastline for tourism development can be a highly effective strategy to boost economic activity in Andhra Pradesh. We are presenting an integrated plan with the potential activities and initiatives that can enhance the appeal of the state's coastal areas, aiming to improve the number of tourists exponentially. An innovative and out-of-box approach, the usage of the coastline for tourism development can be a highly effective strategy to boost economic activity in the state of Andhra Pradesh. By developing pristine beachfronts for tourism, can attract both domestic and international tourists. These pristine beaches become core attraction to pull the crowd or tourists to the region by creating well-maintained beach facilities such as clean and safe swimming areas, beachside cafes and restaurants, recreational activities like water sports and eco-friendly accommodations. The Konaseema region surrounded by beautiful coconut plantations. Green paddy fields consists of 3 major riverfronts with round-the-year presence of water to accommodate water sports, boathouses, cruise, etc. The Lord Shiva shrines like Pancharamalu and many famous temples to attract devotees from all corners of the country. The presence of the vintage courtyard houses in the villages attract the heritage lovers if we renovate them and offer them as accommodations to tourists. The presence of outstanding nurseries in Kadiapulanka village of the region helps to create stunning landscapes with floral and green plantations in the proposed developments effortlessly. We can explain the scope of other activities one by one in later part. Let's watch a case study of Miami Beach, Florida, USA.
Imagine you're on a beach. It's flat, it's wide, with pristine sand. Looks nice, right? Unfortunately, many beaches don't look this way. They're narrow with steep cliffs and waves breaking close to the property line. This is a beach that's experiencing erosion. In America, about 80 to 90% of sandy coastlines have this problem. So the government spends billions to expand some of the most rapidly eroding beaches in an effort to defend the coast. It's because every shoreline on the planet is subject to erosion. Beach erosion occurs when waves and currents remove sand from the shoreline. The loss of sand makes the beach narrower and lowers its elevation. This erosion becomes a problem when it reaches structures built by humans along the coast, especially for beaches that generate tourism. The visitors enjoy the sandy coasts, while the city and towns nearby enjoy the revenue gained. But the driving factor there is the beach. A place like Miami Beach wouldn't have the same draw if there weren't lots of sand. In fact, there was a time when it didn't look this way at all. In the 1970s, a seawall turned the beach in Miami into a narrow strip. But by the 80s, that beach had re-emerged nice and wide. How? Well, coastal engineers rebuilt it through a process called beach nourishment.
Beach nourishment is a shore protection strategy to try to counter the natural loss of sand.
The typical way to do this is with dredging. Boats will dig up sand from a borrow site and move it onto the beach.
You'll have a big pipe and pump and you'll suck up the sand. Then it's transferred to the coastline where it's dumped or pumped out onto the beach, and then bulldozers move it around to try to mimic what the natural beach was like before the project took place.
The result is a nice, wide beach. The new profile will better defend the property line from damage during more intense weather like storm surge flooding. In the United States, beach nourishment is the main strategy used to protect coastal properties from risky erosion. And for beaches that don't make the cut for nourishment, continued erosion can lead to damaged or destroyed property. Nourishments aren't just about protecting buildings, but also protecting the economies tied to them and the beach. Consider the $200 million spent on nourishments in Florida from 1995 to 2001. That might seem like a lot of money until you see the revenue from coastal tourism. It was $21.6 billion in just 1 year, 2001. On average, the state of Florida generates more than $5 of revenue for every dollar invested in beach nourishment, which is why nourishment is so appealing. It makes economic sense.
Artificial beaches have become increasingly popular worldwide, offering visitors the opportunity to enjoy the beauty of a beach environment in locations where natural beaches may be limited or unavailable. Some of the most notable artificial beaches around the world include Palawan Beach, Siloso Beach, and Tanjong beaches at Sentosa Island, Singapore. The famous beach projects, such as Jumeirah Beach, the Palm Jumeirah, the Atlantis, and the Palm Resort of Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Yas Island is home to Yas Beach, an artificial beach at Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Nusa Dua Beach, Bali, Indonesia. These artificial beaches demonstrate the creativity and ingenuity of developers in creating beach environments in diverse locations around the world, catering to the growing demand for beach tourism and recreation.